Hello, and thanks for tuning into my channel. This tutorial is going to be how I made this heart-covered 3-layered cake stand. I used regular resin, a 1-to-1 resin, some decals cut out from my Cricut, and mica powder, and of course the cake stand hardware. This kind of turned into a little bit of an impromptu review of some new resin. I decided to try a new kind after it has a lot of mixed reviews. I have to say I am on the side of not wanting to work with this resin again. It is Pro Marine 1-to-1 resin, but it's completely yellow. You will see both bottles arrived to me sort of yellowish as it were, and I thought once I mix them together it'd be fine, that it would turn clear. But as you can see, there's a little bit of a yellow tinge to this. Not super happy about that. I've already contacted the company. This is what I normally would use. This is what it looks like, okay? And this has a UV protectant in it. So I'm gonna make a video where I go through what I use and what my supplies are. Hopefully I'll be able to get that soon. Anyway, you tell me what you think. You can see where it turns yellow right off the bat. But let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks.
So the first step in this cake tray is going to be our base layer. I'm going to put a white layer. That means the rest of it, I'm going to put this black diamond silver pearl in, and then I'm going to do streaks of the pink pearl and this diamond aluminum. But first, I need to clean out my nose, and this is how I do that. I just take some packing tape. Like you would delint your clothes. I'm going to de-glitter and delint these the silicone molds. I don't ever really clean my molds like with soap and water or anything like that. I pretty much just let them do their thing and then clean them up with some tape when it's needed. You will have to replace molds. They don't last forever. I've probably made about 10 trays with these molds. 8 to 10. I'll have to look that. And they're still in really good shape. They're still shiny. There's no scratches or scrapes. That's on the, that you see here is on the wax paper underneath. Okay, so that should be good. Okay, so I have my resin here. This is 1.5 cups of 1-to-1 resin. And I am going to pour, I don't know if I'm going to need all of this, but I'm going to pour a little bit of it out into these little cups so I can mix in my silver and my pink for my streaks. I'm not going to need very much. Even that's probably too much. And then for the rest, I'll put this here so you can see it. Oh, the big one, I'm going to do black diamond, silver pearl. I'm just going to go in with I'm not very worried about contamination, so I'm just going to go right in some pink pearl and put it in these cups. There isn't a lot in here, so I'm not going to use quite as much as I did. Maybe around just a smidge more. And then black diamond, pigment powders, diamond aluminum. So this is like a real silvery. See, it's very silvery. Ah. Well, don't have a lot of workspace to work with, so let's try this. This is just an alcohol wipe. I'm not really actually too worried about this because of the color. It's going to blend in with this white. Yeah, I'm just going to blend it all. So. Alright, need some more of this white. Diamond silver pearl. Better stick for this. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm not quite happy with this shade. Be a little more opaque. Okay, so now I'm just going to pour this down into my 3 molds. Carpet to the sides here. any bubbles that was all coming off with my heat tool. I'm not going to leave this too long in any one place so that it doesn't burn my mold and make my pieces stick. That's it for just a couple minutes so any bubbles come off. And in the meantime, I am going to go ahead and mix up the other colors. So this is the diamond aluminum. It's very silvery, shimmery. And this is the pink pearl. It's very shimmery. Love this shade. Alright, I am going to give it one more heat go. One more zap with the heat gun. So we're getting that air bubbles. So now it is time for me to add my streaks of color, sort of like marbling. So I've got this all mixed up. Oh, it's getting warm. I'm not working with this. And I'm just going to streak it across. Go over. Right now, I'm trying to replace this epoxy. This resin is getting hot. Okay, and now for my silver. I'm going to do less silver than I did the pink. All in the same direction. I'm going to hit it with the heat gun again, but I'm going to use a stronger heat tool that just has a more powerful blowing factor, so it kind of can spread this stuff. Have it on the lowest possible setting, and it's got 2 heat. So it's got a much more powerful blowing, but it's also got much more powerful heat, so I try not to keep it on for very long. But I do want to heat some of this up, get it moving a little bit. There we go. Not too much. We'll try not to keep it in one place for very long. Okay. Now it's going to do its thing, and as it sits and warms up, and it's going to kind of spread and meld into each other. And when we come back, you'll get to see what that looks like. But maybe I'll keep the camera on and do a little time lapse so you can see it melding. All right, so these are all cured, and I'm going to take a moment to say how much I hate this resin. I tried a new resin off of lots of reviews, lots of posts I saw on Facebook and different social media. So I tried Pro Marine, and it's yellow. Both bottles are yellow. You can see now, usually part B is a little yellow, and once you mix them together, it turns clear. But you can see here, I hope you can see on the lighting that it turned this whole thing. This whole thing is kind of had a yellow tinge, and you could see earlier before I poured it in this video that it was yellow once it was fully mixed. I'm gonna carry on just to see how everything turns out, but I am sending this resin back and returning to the use of my normal resin. I did get, to tide me over before my other stuff gets here, I did get some amazing clear cast. I've used this in the past and I like the way it performs, I just don't like the way it smells. So our next step is adding our decals. I printed these on my Cricut, weeded them, and put them on the transfer tape so they're ready to go. If you're interested, I'm gonna have these in my Etsy shop available for download. We're gonna start with the top layer of the cake stand, which is the smallest. So I'm just going to, this should peel off easily, except for that one little piece apparently. There we go. The foil is a little bit difficult to work with. My transfer tape isn't exactly strong enough. So when I did it, I designed it with this little dot in the middle so that you could line it up with this, and it should make application pretty easy. So I'm just gonna line that up, lay it down, use my little tool here and flatten it out. So yeah, I designed these. These are SVGs to download. You can use them with any vinyl cutting system you might have. Each heart is separate, so if you wanted to separate it out, you could do that. And then once I peel it off, okay, so that is ready to go, and I can save my transfer tape for another time. Next, I'm gonna do the middle layer, and I'm just gonna speed this up a bit.
getting ready to mix a fresh batch. I'm getting ready to mix a fresh batch. Oh my goodness. I'm getting ready to mix a fresh batch of clear resin to go over the top of this. And I went to get my container from my original pour, and this is how it cured. Was just clear resin. Oh no, I'm sorry. There was a little bit, the white mica powder in there, the diamond silver pearl, which in regular clear just has a silvery sheen. The mica powder did not turn this yellow. Promise. So, ew.
Okay, now it's time for the very top layer. So this is what it should look like, nice and clear. You're getting the reflection through it. Anyway, this is nice and clear. This is the Alumilite resin, clear casting resin. Like I said, I do like the way this one performs. I just hate the way it smells. It's very, very strong. They do have a newer one with a better UV protection. This one has pretty decent UV protection, but it will yellow over time if exposed to UV light. So I'm going to take this out, and I'm just going to pour this down over all of my decals and my top, and this will be my top final sealing layer. And now I'm just going to help spread it to the edges. Make sure it gets all the way up to the edges. Because sometimes resin won't go where resin's never been. I don't know where I heard someone say that. I wish I could know. If you know, is it you? Drop me a line in the comments. Alright, looks good. Everything's up to the edges, not covering. No, I might cover a little bit, but that's fine. And then just going to use my tea tool to get out any bubbles. Then I'll let it set for a couple of minutes to let anything rise up and zap it again for like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. I don't know. What do you think? I think these are terrible. I like the technique though. I'm going to post it still going to let you see it on YouTube, and then I'm going to redo this in some kind of different design. I'll be back for the final step when everything is cured.
It is time for the unmolding. So in this lighting, it looks white. There's no yellowing left. So I don't know if I'm going crazy or what. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and demold this puppy. So here's the bottom layer of
the tray. This is the underside. I'm happy it's nice and shiny. Middle layer. A little bit of, it just pulls right off. Very top layer. Yeah, I got reflections on reflections, which is good because that just means it's a really smooth top layer. Again, these just kind of bend right off. I'll clean that up later. Now, I'm gonna use these. It's a heart. This is my hardware for my cake stand from Amazon. I love the little heart. Oh, this one is nice and thick quality. Ooh, I like that. So you get your hardware, and it comes with the bottom screw and the these are like little soft washers. This is a metal washer for the bottom and a couple of other metal washers. I don't use the metal washers except for the bottom one, which is the bigger one. I just use the soft ones.